Some women don't break your heart. They train you to break it yourself. And the worst part, you won't even know it's happening until it's too late. You think you're in love, but you're actually being controlled, manipulated, played. Let's talk about the 5 shocking ways women do it, and how to see it. Way before it wrecks you, in this video I'm going to break down the 5 psychological tactics women use to manipulate and control men. Some obvious, some sneaky. I'll show you exactly how it plays out in real life, how to spot it early, and most importantly, how to stop it from happening. Let's dive in. Number 1. Guilt, tripping you into submission. So guilt is one of the most powerful weapons in manipulation. And when a woman knows how to wield it, she doesn't need to yell, threaten, or even ask. She just needs to make you feel bad. I'll paint a picture for you. Say you can't make it to dinner. You know, work dragged for a while. You're tired. You just want one evening to yourself. She goes quiet and then hits you with, "It's okay. I just thought you'd make time for me if I really mattered." Boom. Right there on the chest. Now, you're texting back, apologizing, scrambling to rearrange your schedule. Not because you want to, but because she's made you feel like saying no equals you not loving her enough. It's emotional blackmail, dressed up as vulnerability, and once it works once, it will never stop. She'll start using guilt to keep you from friends, get you to spend money you didn't plan to, make you feel responsible for her moods, and slowly rewire you to believe that putting yourself first is actually selfish. The twisted part is, it feels like you're doing the right thing, because it doesn't actually come across as manipulation. It comes across as love that's disappointed, and that's what makes it so dangerous. You ready for a story? Look, I knew a guy who stopped playing soccer on Sundays after dating this girl he had just met for 2 months. Why? Because every time he left, she'd say, "Well, I just hate how happy you seem to be without me. How I wish you made me feel that way." Sounds sweet, right? But it's not. It's manipulation, with a bow on top. Let me ask you, have you ever caught yourself doing something just to avoid the silent treatment or guilt trip? Drop 100 in the comments if this is hitting close to home. And look, there's a difference between your partner expressing a genuine feeling, right? And them strategically using your empathy against you. One creates connection. The other creates control. So how do you break free? Start recognizing when decisions are made from guilt instead of logic. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to? Or is it because I'm afraid of how she'll react if I don't? Because if her disappointment far outweighs your boundaries, you're not in a partnership. You're actually in an emotional cage. Let's be honest, sex is powerful, but in the wrong hands it becomes a weapon. And some women use it to train you like a little puppy. Sit, stay, roll over, and maybe you'll get a little affection if you behave well enough. This type of manipulation is subtle. At first, in the beginning the chemistry is wild. She can't keep her hands off you, but then suddenly she starts rationing it. You argue, she goes cold. You don't do something her way. She's just not in the mood anymore. She wants something from you though, and she turns it on hard. This isn't about attraction anymore. It's about control through intimacy. See? Let me explain. Okay, at this point, she starts treating physical affection like a transaction, not a shared connection, but a currency. You're no longer having sex because you both want to. You're doing it because you think, well, if I don't, she'll get upset. Or worse, if I do, maybe she'll finally stop being distant. See how twisted that gets? She's dangling connection like bait. And you're jumping through hoops to earn something that, well, basically should be mutual. Now let's be clear. There's nothing wrong with a partner needing emotional safety, to feel physically connected. Don't get me wrong. I mean, that's human, right? But when it becomes a punishment and reward system, you're not in a relationship, but rather an emotional captivity. Because over time, here's what happens. You'll stop speaking your mind because you don't want her to be upset and lose that connection. You'll start buying things, bending over backwards, and constantly trying to earn her touch. You become anxious, reactive, dependent, and she knows it. She knows the power that she holds, and the moment she sees you adjusting your behavior just to get that affection, well, she's got you on a leash. Want to break that cycle, however? Then it means you have to take sex and affection off the pedestal, stop treating it like a prize, and start asking if the emotional dynamic between you two is healthy. Because if intimacy only shows up when you're obedient, you're not being loved, you're being controlled. Number 3, gaslighting you into questioning reality. Now, this is one of the most dangerous manipulation tactics because it doesn't just mess with your emotions. It rewires your brain. You stop trusting yourself and start trusting her version of reality, and that's gaslighting. Let's start with the basics, okay? Gaslighting is psychological warfare. It's when someone makes you doubt what you saw, what you heard, and what you felt. And women who use this tactic, they don't actually come out swinging. No. They come in soft, smiling, calm, calculated. Let's say you catch her texting her ex, and you bring it up. Oh, wow. So now I can't even have friends. You're so insecure. It's exhausting. Boom, you just got flipped. Now you're the problem. You're the jealous one. And suddenly you're apologizing for bringing it up, even though your instincts were dead on. That's how it starts. But it doesn't stop there. Every time you bring up some kind of boundary or concern or a red flag, she'll flip it, dismiss it, and make you feel dramatic and overly sensitive. Crazy. Even eventually, you'll stop bringing things up altogether. You'll start saying things like, well, maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I misunderstand. Maybe I'm just overthinking. No, you're not. You're being gaslit. Gaslighting is powerful because it isolates you from your intuition, your emotions, and your truth. And then when a woman uses this tactic repeatedly, she slowly becomes the one source of truth in the relationship. And that's not love. That's mind control. So how can you break free? You need to start by writing down what you feel, what you saw, and what you experienced before you bring the issue up to her. That way, when she starts twisting the story, you have your evidence on your own, right? Ask yourself, if my best friend told me the same story, would I think he's crazy, or would I think he's being played? Because when a woman's words constantly make you doubt your gut, she's not resolving conflict. She's erasing it. And listen, if any of this sounds familiar, it's time to stop doubting yourself and start rebuilding that inner strength that you have. And that's why I created the 30 Days to Confidence Challenge. It's a digital course for men just like you, who are done with being played and ready to take their power back. It's 30 days of small daily actions and tutorials that will rewire how you see yourself. So no one, and I mean no one, can ever manipulate you again. You'll learn how to speak up, stand firm, and walk into any room like the man who knows his worth. So if you're ready to stop being controlled and start leading, well, click the link in the description of this video and join hundreds of men who've already signed up for that challenge today. Let's jump back into the list of things, because the next one might be the most dangerous of all. If you've ever felt like you're being set up in a relationship, most likely you are. Some women don't ask questions to get answers. They ask to test your loyalty to their ego. Now, this is the manipulation most men don't even see coming, because it doesn't look aggressive. It looks playful and innocent and even cute, right? But make no mistake, When a woman starts testing you instead of communicating with you, she's not looking for love. She's looking for control. Let's talk about the classic one-liner. Do whatever you want right now. You could take that at face value, but if you do, she'll label you emotionally clueless, because that phrase is never permission. It's actually a trap. You go out with your boys like you originally planned. Now she's mad, passive-aggressive, cold. You failed the test. You stay home and she's fine. Again, warm, happy you passed. But ask yourself this question: passed. What exactly? You weren't rewarded for being thoughtful. You are rewarded for being obedient. She didn't communicate her needs. She wanted you to guess them, to prove how well trained you are. Right? I go into details about this whole do whatever you want thing in this video. I'll leave right here. Watch it after this one. But I'll leave a link to that video in this video's description. Number 5. Isolating you from your power. When a woman wants to control you, the first thing she does is separate you from everything that makes you strong. Because the weaker you are, and the weaker you feel, the easier you are to mold. I'll break this down. This tactic doesn't come with warning signs. It starts soft, subtle, wrapped in concern or care. She doesn't demand that you stop spending time with your boys. She just says, well, I don't like how you act when you're around them. Right. She doesn't forbid you from chasing your goals. She just says, well, you're always too busy. Right? I wish I felt more important. And slowly, piece by piece, she cuts you off from your power sources, your friends who keep you grounded, your hobbies that give you confidence, your family that holds you accountable, your routine that keeps you stable. Listen, I coached a guy once who was climbing the ladder fast in his career until he dated this girl who constantly made him feel guilty for working late. At first, she framed it as, well, I just miss you. Then it turned into, well, it seems like your work always comes first. And then it became, maybe I'm just not enough for you. And guess what? He started saying no to all these other things that made him complete, all in an effort to keep her happy. But it didn't make her love him more. You know what it did? It made her lose respect for him. Because the brutal truth is, the more you abandon yourself to please her, the less attractive you become to her. Okay. And that's why isolation is so effective and so dangerous. Because it doesn't just steal your time or energy, it rewires your identity. You look in the mirror one day and realize, I don't even recognize myself anymore. Let me be crystal clear. A healthy woman will support your growth. She wants you to be strong, connected, fulfilled, and mission-driven. A manipulative woman only supports what keeps you close, quiet, and convenient. And once she has you isolated, it's game over, because now you don't have that mental strength to question her or the external support to walk away. So what's the move? Reclaim your schedule. Rebuild your circle. Return to the things that made you powerful before she showed up. Because any woman who's actually intimidated by your independence was never interested in building with you, right? She was only interested in owning you, probably having your name, hard-hitting truth, but fire nonetheless. Here's the truth, guys. Not all women do this. Okay. But the ones who do are dangerous, because it's not always done necessarily out of malice. Sometimes it's instinct. Sometimes it's unhealed trauma. But if you don't know the game, you're going to get played every single time. Don't let guilt replace logic. Don't trade your boundaries for her approval. And above all, don't confuse manipulation for love. Watch this next. The major red flag you should never ignore in a woman. It breaks down the single behavior that usually shows up before manipulation starts. I hope you get some nuggets out of it as you've done with this video. If you enjoy the video, smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on all notifications. I'll see you later with more no BS relationship advice. Cheers. Get the Sigma Codebook now, because while others chase, you build. While others beg, you conquer. While others simp, you rule. Become the man you were born to be. Comment. Sigma and I will DM you the link to check out now. Stay Putinized.